y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Okay, find the slope of number 1. Find the slope. I have a graph. Find the slope of a graph. Have your notes. Look in your notes for a graph. How did we find the slope on a graph? Penny, what's the slope for number 1? Very good. Rising 1, running 3 would be 1/3. Number 3. Rise and run. I don't like how they have them drawn. Yes, rising 2 and running 1. So this would be m equals 2 over 1, which just equals, make sure you simplify them down. 1/3 does not simplify. Let's practice using the slope formula for number 5. I'm going to circle my y values because those are the ones that go on top. I just like to make them stand out. What are the numbers that we're going to use? M equals 2, subtracting. What are we subtracting? 2 subtract -4. So I'm doing 2 minus -4, and then I go back and do the same thing again for my x's. -1 subtracting 1. -1 subtract 1. These negatives right here were part of the formula. y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. We got to watch out for double negatives. What do we get for the numerator? What's 2 minus -4? Oh, 6. Yes, negative times a negative becomes plus. So we get 6 divided by, what's -1, -1? -2. So we get m equals what? 6 divided by -2 is -3. Let's practice another one like that, because you will have the formula and graphs every time. Let's do number 6. I'm going to circle my y values just because I like them to stand out. Okay, what do we get for writing it down? M equals what? 2 minus 2, good. And now my x's. What will it say when I subtract my x's? Very good, 3. -2, subtract 3, and then I simplify. 2 minus 2, -2, -3. What is 0 divided by -5? If I look at this right here and I drew a line, it would be 0 slope. I'm walking on a flat floor. I'm not going up the hill. I'm not going down the hill, but I can walk on this floor. So we get the slope is 0. Okay, number 7. Find the slope of the 2 lines, and then we need to figure out if they're parallel. Find the slope given a graph. Make your triangles. Rise and run. Start at 1 point, rise, and then run to the second point. Penny, what did you get for the first one? What were the numbers on the triangle? Rise and run. Correct. So what's the slope of this line then? M equals, what's the rise and run? Yes, because it's 2/4. Rise 2, run 4, which equals 1/2. 3, what did you get for numbers on the triangle of the second line? Rise 2 and run. And so we get the same thing again. So the slope of this line is 1/2. The slope of this line is 1/2. Are they parallel? Yes. And I won't accept parallel, not parallel. I need to see your slope. Okay? That's like your evidence. All right. Let's look at number 10. Number 10 says, write an equation. I'm just going to come down here and say number 10. I want to know what the slope is and what's the y-intercept. Number 10. The slope is, m is, for number 10, what's m? 4. What's b? 5. Can you write an equation of a line when you have slope and intercept? Write your equation. Y equals my slope times x, and my b is positive 5. Number 10. If I have m and I have b, I can write an equation of a line. Number 13. It says I need slope that's parallel to this line. So I need parallel slope and I need b. It says parallel to this line. So I need parallel slope and the y-intercept. Thomas, what's the slope of this line? What's the parallel slope then? If the slope of this line is 2, what's the parallel slope? 2. It's going to be the same because they're parallel. So I know my slope. What's the y-intercept, Brandon? Oh, it's right there, 1/3. Now I write my equation. If I have m, I have b, I can write an equation of a line. Y equals my slope times x plus my b. Let's go over to 12 and 15. Number 12. If you have the slope and the y-intercept, can you write an equation right off the bat? Number 15, Annabelle. What's the slope on number 15? Because I need parallel slope. What's the slope of that equation? Y equals x minus 1. What is the slope of this equation? That's what we're wondering. Bree, what's the slope of this equation? Number 15. No. What's 0 times x? 0. It wouldn't be there. So what's the number that's understood to be there, Bree? It understood to have a 1 in front. So if the slope is 1, what's the parallel slope? 1. So we know our parallel slope is 1. The y-intercept b is 3/4. Write your equation of a line. And you don't have to write m and b every time. It's just that I wanted you to make that connection to the equation. If I have m and I have b, then I can write an equation of y equals 1x plus 3/4 or y equals x plus 3/4. Okay, finish the worksheet because that's what your homework is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 problems to finish up.